change in Thai education system right now. We need modern education to compete in a modernized world. In today's debate, there are two main issues to be discussed about. The first issue, who improved Thai education system? Second issue, who makes the students study better? And to the first issue was of who improved Thai education system. On the first level of analysis, is current Thai education system fails? We said yes, because current Thai education system only teaches the students the listening skill. Because we see that the teachers walk into the class and only teach and only give the information to the students without having them engage with the lesson, without having them think about the information that they get. We see that is actually not preparing them for real life to actually think of the information that they get. And also, we see that is a very boring class. That the students only get to listen, and it will also make the student do not want to study in that class at all. And on the second level of analysis, who treats students fairly and equally? We see that we will help assessing them throughout the lessons. While on that side, they treat the whole grade unequal. Because we see that when they start separating the students into class A, class B, and class C, that is discrimination. When we are conceding to the fact that the students on class A are better than students on class C, and we see that on that case, it will also cause embarrassment to the students in class C, that they are not better than the students on class A. And we see that even if they come up with the idea that the lessons were going to be the same, they're going to be equal lessons that they're going to be teaching, we say, no, that's simply false, that they're not going to be the same lessons anyway. Because when the teachers come in the D class, they already have the mindset that this class is a bad class, and sometimes they will not even bother to come to teach at that class at all. And move on to my third level of analysis. Does it create more burden to the teachers? We see this plan as a long-term investment, and we see that will not be a time consumption for the teacher, because it only be on the first time that the teachers have to write the lesson plan, and then in the next year they can use that plans again. They do not have to write it again year later. So we see that is not time consuming, and that will affect the ability to teach of the teachers. So that was my first issue. And move on to my second issue of who makes students study better. On my first level of analysis, is having different ability, is it the student's fault? We said no, because the student can be good at one thing and not be good at another thing. And we see that is not the student's fault at all. And also, according to Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence, we see that the student can be good at one thing and can be bad at another thing, and it's not the student's fault. And even if it is the student's fault, but we still see that it is the teacher's duty to help them, to come in and assist them and help them understand the lesson better, which is exactly the idea of differentiated education that we are proposing in today's debate. And on the second level of analysis, who gives the motives for the student to study? We see that in differentiated education, we provide an interesting lesson. We are teaching the students in the interesting thing that the students want to study, and we see this will make them eager and have the motive to study and to be able to understand the thing that the teachers are actually trying to say. Instead of the current Thailand education system right now, because we see that in the standard school, the students do not want to study and do not have the motive to study. And that was my second issue. And that is why we believe that we need to have a change right now to compete in a modernized world.